Okay. I don't know if this is working. Is this working? Oh, yes, it is. Okay. Fantastic. All right, so here's my first stream on Twitch. I don't know how to share this. Let's see. Reveal everything to everybody. Alright, I'm just gonna share this on Facebook real quick. I don't know if, let's see. Oh no, go away. If this automatically shares. I don't know. Actually, I think I can do that on my other computer. Alright, so hi everybody. I'm just doing a really quick stream. I know it's kind of late where most people who follow me are, but here it's like noon, and I was determined to get a stream in on, well, it's Tuesday here. It was late Monday over in the States. So I said I was gonna do a stream either Sunday or Monday, and I finally had a little bit of time, so I was determined to get a stream in, so even if it's late, let's do this. Yeah. So I'm just gonna share this stream real quick on Facebook and Twitter. And then I'm just gonna share this stream real quick. Oh my god, shut up. Okay. That was the stream playing back on my other computer. How do I share this? Oh, okay. There's a little icon right over there. Yeah, obviously I'm brand new to using Twitch. I've seen people have their Twitch stream just play live on Facebook, like a little video embed thing, but I don't know how to do that. I wonder if I can get that set up. Join me. So for some demon drawings. So today I will be designing some, finishing up these demon designs that you see on my screen. It's for my comic Demoniac, which I've been posting pages for and in progress shots of. And I thought I'd share my process for designing the monsters and all that. Yeah. Should I, yes, make this public? Wow, technology is difficult. Alright, awesome. Huh? And I can share this on Twitter too. Everything is difficult. By the way, if anyone has any questions or comments, just type it in the chat section. I'm watching the chat, and I'll answer any questions that you guys have, or if you want to just chat about comics and art, just type your comments in. Okay. Come on, Twitter. Yay! All right. Ooh, there are people here. So hello, everybody. Okay. Now that everything is set up, let's finally start drawing. And hopefully the audio and video is all good. If anything sounds strange, just type in the chat, like I said, and let me know. I'm keeping an eye on both the Twitch and the Facebook chat. All right, so let's get started. these here are just some demon designs in case you're just joining us. It's for my creator-owned comic, Demoniac, which I haven't pitched yet. I'm working on doing the pages and just doing chapter 1. I've been working on it for like the past few months, and that's what I'm throwing all my time into, and I'm very determined to get this done. I'm really, really excited about this project. Really excited. You saw my last stream on Facebook. I'm having so much fun with this, and I'm really looking forward to it. So the premise is basically, I tell people, when you start out reading it, it's basically Vikings fighting demons. So it's high fantasy, it's completely fantasy, and it's a world of my own creation. But it's sort of set in a continent based on pagan, Nordic, and Slavic fantasy culture, and they're like, here are the demons that come into the story in the first arc. So yeah, I pitch it to people as, when you start reading, it's like a mystery murder story where there's like Vikings battling demons and stuff. So that is, in short, the premise. And I realized I probably spoiled a lot on my last stream, so I'm trying to not blab too much and spoil everything. But yeah, I'm too excited, so it's like really difficult to not just talk about the entire story and let everybody know what it's about and spoil it. But yeah, it's really great to be working on your own project, though, you know? To finally have a story that is good enough to pitch. Feels good, feels good. Hello! Is that Jerry? Jerry Urda, hi! Oh, okay, yeah, I know it's kind of late where a lot of people are, but thanks for popping in anyways. Yeah, hopefully I'll catch you on the next stream. I'll try to start earlier. So it's not such an awkward time for most people, because it's noon where I am. I'm in Asia, so this is like a fine time for me, but I have to kind of take into account half the people that I follow are just, you know, that I'm friends with or that follow me are over usually in the States or in Europe. So it's a little bit of disjointment, but I don't know what time is best to do these streams. Let's see, Sunday or Monday I was thinking Sunday or Monday, but this might actually not be a great time in a couple weeks because I have other commitments, so maybe I'll do Saturdays. How does Saturday evening sound? Maybe that's a good time. Yeah, Mondays and Sundays I'm usually pretty busy. And technically it's like Tuesday over here because Asia is basically 12 hours ahead of America. It's weird. Yeah, I want to make this a weekly thing. I definitely want to commit to streaming more, and I really enjoy it because I always work at home all on my own. And it gets kind of stuffy sometimes, and I realize people like to see the process for what artists do as they create stuff, and you know, just I like sharing my process, just talking about art. It's mostly just talking about art and comics that I really miss, and I love hopping online and being able to just blab about comics for hours on end. So I definitely want to do this more, and my goal, I guess I don't want to say it's a New Year's resolution because I don't know, I'm not really a New Year's resolution type of person, but I guess it is. So my New Year's resolution is to do a weekly stream for drawing, and I think that would be good because well, I have to because I made it part of my Patreon, so I'm going to do a Patreon shout out at the end of this stream. Hopefully I remember. So that's another motivator for me to sort of keep everyone who supports me and follows the comic where I'm doing updated and sort of give back to everybody that's, you know, giving me support and just throwing encouragement my way. I definitely want to do that. I want this to be both ways. I want to give something back to everyone as well. So hopefully I can make this a weekly thing, but I just don't know what time or what day of the week I should hold it on yet. So maybe Saturdays. Maybe Saturdays on Twitch, and I'll like cross post to YouTube or something. These little tentacles here are nice and gross. So my thought process behind these demons is basically I was trying really hard to go with something that was not your normal demon designs. I wanted them to be not even humanoid. So at first, what I was thinking of doing was to have them not even have legs. So all of them would be purely tentacle based, like they would only move on tentacles, they would only crawl, and they would sort of move like worms or snakes. But then I was doing some sketches and designs, and I realized that didn't add enough variety, because for probably a one-off fight or a one-time encounter, one type of creature, that would be a really good premise or a really good restrictor, because when you're designing sort of a type of creature, you want to sort of put parameters on, okay, so I want to go wild with the shapes, but these are the basic function, these are the stats for those creatures. And they all have, say, they all spew acid, or they all have 3 legs or something. But then I realized if I had them all only move like snakes or not have legs, that was kind of too restricted, because basically demons are more or less the only majorly threatening monster in this story. So I realized I had to add some variety. So as you can see, here are some other ones. Here's a jumper at the bottom. I've split my demon design into, I have jumpers. This one here is a crawler / swarmer. I have like smaller ones that just come in swarms, and then this one up here is a crawler. And oh, by the way, I should show everyone. Here's a bigger one, but this one's pretty much done. I'm really proud of that. Look at this guy. That's so gross. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna finish that up a little more too. But so basically, what I settled with is to base my demon designs on amphibians, and that's basically what I'm doing going forward, and I'm pretty happy with it, because there's a lot of push and pull I can do with that sort of aesthetic. And my story premise is these demons, they kind of ooze this liquid acid that burns all organic matter, and that meshed really well with having them be sort of reminiscent of real world amphibians. So they're kind of a darker tone, they're very non-organic, non-mammalian, and slightly insect-like, and I think that's a really good approach. Because it's just off-putting enough, but I have a lot of room to push and pull with my designs and my variety. Look at this pretty baby here. See, teeth are pretty symmetrical. I think these tentacles need to be a little more worm-like. I'll add some bands to them. Oh, no, wait. Let me fix this up. So yeah, I'm a little disappointed because I pretty much, up until now, never really got to do monster designs for anything I've been hired for. Been a little disappointed, but then I realized I don't really have a lot of polished, finished monster designs or horror stuff in my portfolio. I've said before, I feel like I've been sort of getting pushed into a genre that didn't really suit me. And I'm not, I don't want to complain about it, and I wouldn't complain about getting work ever, but I realized I really want to work in horror and mystery, and I want to go all out with fantasy, which is what the comic that I'm doing now is. So I finally just decided, okay, I can say I want to do fantasy as much as I want, but if I don't have it in my portfolio, like I can say I really want to do monster designs, but all I do is kind of sketch like fantasy designs and monsters in my sketchbook, but I don't have it in my portfolio. So no one's really going to buy it if I just keep on saying that. So I kind of decided, okay, for my own project, I'm just going to go all out and do what I really want to do and flex the drawing muscles that I want to. So that's basically how this project was born. A lot of people are saying it's really insane, and it's like Vikings and demons, and there's a little sci-fi, and there's dimensional travel, and there's also like some Chinese mythology in there, and it's just all out crazy. And I'm like, yes, it is, and I don't care because I want to draw crazy things. Whatever. Oh, whatever. Man, I just want to go all out. No point in holding back. Comics is such a great medium. Like, you don't have the same restrictions as, say, film or probably even animation. There's less restriction than animation. Animation can be really creative as well. Just look at anime. But on films, you have CG is only at this point in time so good, and with animation, you have budget concerns. And with comics, the only limit is your own time and your own willingness to do the work and your own dedication. So you can create as fantastical a world as you want to. And I really love that about comics. Besides from just being completely smitten by the medium. I swear, I'm going to be buried with my comic drawing materials. Like, that is my life. I will be doing comics till the day I die. I can't get away from it, no matter what I do. I work in gaming, animation, just illustration, regular freelancing. I've done like office jobs and I don't know, regular boring 9-to-5 jobs. I can't get away from comics. I always come back. That's what I love to do. Oh, by the way, I guess let me see. Here are some of the other pages, and this is page 6 that I'm working on. I finished page 5, but I'm not going to show the shaded version because I promised that would be only for my Patreon patrons. So this is the line work for page 5, and I was working on page 6 earlier, and it's going a lot faster, especially because page 6 is mostly figures, and there's only going to be a few trees, and this is flipped, so on the right side is panel 1. So and you can see the text is flipped. I flipped it to check my balance over the page, but yeah, this page is going really fast. I'm really glad because I'm aiming to have 2 pages a day on average when when this comic gets going, and 2, maybe 3 at the most, because I'm going for a really detailed style. Here are some of the finished pages, like here, and this is what I just posted on Twitter a while ago. This is page 1 and 2, and it's 3 and 4. So I'm going for something it's going to be a black and white comic, and I'm aiming to make it very cinematic. I'm going to play with the lighting. It's going to be, I'm using lighting in the best way I can to aid the storytelling, to add drama and everything. And it works really well, especially with these like night scenes. This was a lot of fun. But yeah, this is the look I'm going for, and I want to make a point to make the art really high quality in this comic. So I'm not holding back at all on the art, like as much as it's practical. So I'm not going to spend like a week on a page, but still, this is the look I'm going for, and I'm not going to scrump? What's the word? Anyways, I'm not going to be cheap on, doing the art and the storytelling, the visual storytelling, everything. And obviously, like the plot and the writing, I have, you know, that's also all worked out. But it's gonna look good, and I'm very determined to make sure it looks good, and that's gonna be one of the selling points. So anyways, yeah, this is page 6. This only took me like, it's only been, I started on this yesterday, so I'm glad it's going a lot faster. Page 7 is gonna be fun. Let me show everybody the thumbnail, the layout I have for page. Oh no, this is page 8. Page 7 was before. This is page 7. I have like this big environment shot. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. But anyways, really looking forward to that. But oh man, yeah, I'm just really excited about this comic, and it's gonna make it look good. I don't know, someone told me the other day that I'm mildly masochistic because I like it when something is challenging. I like to make stories that are, you know, with art that's really hard to draw, and I like comics that are a lot of work and crazy fight scenes and a lot of detail, and I'm like, sure, I just like a challenge. I don't want to draw stuff that you can see in daily life. I look at daily life every day, all day. I wanna go crazy. All right. I think, oh, you know what? That one's pretty much, that's pretty much done. I'm just noodling on that. What I'm going to do here, I'm not really happy with this design, and I'm not sure what it is. So I like the tentacles like popping out of this weird slit on its throat over here on the side, but I've got to do something about the ribs on, or the fins on top. It looks too pretty, doesn't it? And these are demons. They're not supposed to look pretty. See, the thing is, I'm going for, their theme is amphibians, and they also have these masks. They have multiple masks and these faces all over them. And other than those rules, they can be any shape. But because I'm going for with like sort of amphibian body parts that are supposed to be really slippery and slimy, and sort of, they look like water creatures, but they're on land and they ooze like this weird slime. It's also really easy to sometimes a lot of they look kind of pretty sometimes. Like if you add a lot of fins and stuff, it looks really graceful, and that's not really what I'm going for. So there's a lot of design elements to take into account. I think what I'm gonna do here, I know, I'm gonna make them look like just ribs sticking out, because the fins thing is too pretty and too graceful. But here, I'm gonna make it look like it just has bones popping out of its back. How's that? There we go. I think that's better. This is the pretty much the first demon that my characters fight. It's coming up in probably around the end of the first issue. So I'm thumbnailing the fight right now, and it's going to be pretty intense. It's going to be a lot of fun. So at first, as in the first 4 pages I just showed everyone, it's sort of the introduction to 2 of the main characters. They find this body in the mountains that has been mysteriously killed, and the next day, the 2 characters, they're sort of trappers, they're hunters, and they go tracking this creature that somehow that killed this man on the mountains. And the man was killed in a very strange way, like it was mummified and just torn apart, but it wasn't eaten. So they know it's not a normal creature. So they track down whatever creature was responsible for murdering this person, and then they come across this demon, and basically a huge fight ensues, and they have no idea what this thing is, and that's where the mystery begins. So it starts as a mystery story, and they're investigating what these creatures are, because they don't even know that they're demons and where they're coming from. And that leads into a whole other huge plot that I'm not gonna get into and spoil just yet, but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And I'm really excited to finish this fight, because I'm introducing my third major party member. I have about like 4 characters that I'm focusing on. That it's like they're the core characters this story is about. So I'm introducing a really important character who's a young lady and who has a really good story arc. I'm really looking forward to telling it. It's one of those arcs that are just really drastic. I've got one of those main characters that changes very subtly, but this character that I'm introducing in the demon fight, she starts out with just nothing, and she loses her sort of adopted family in this demon fight, and she's just left with nothing. She's sort of she's not human. She's this race called Ulanki that I made up. They're kind of elvish, they're kind of animalistic, and they're treated as kind of second-class citizens in this continent, in this fantasy continent that I created. So she's an Ulanki who's all alone, and her family got killed, and she just has nothing at all. And she's really young, but she decides after grieving for her family that she wants to learn to be strong, and she wants to avenge her family. So she follows these hunters along on their quest to find out the origin of the demons, and it's really hard for her because she has to learn to fight, she has to learn to survive for herself, and she's like 17 when she starts out, but she has really great arc because at the end of the story she becomes a really important player in like the political scheme of things as well. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. Also, she's a lot of fun to draw, but I guess you just have to follow along and see that. Yay! Hi! Oh, hello! It's Loudly Silent from Twitter. Thank you! I'm glad you liked the demon. Yes, I am doing well, just really busy. Just getting work for this comic done and doing commissions. I've got some January commissions that I really need to get to, so that's gonna be my afternoon. Yeah, a bunch of cover commissions and just character drawings, and I gotta mail some stuff out that people ordered, but busy is good. Does that look gross enough? I don't think that looks gross enough. I think that's okay. Does that look weird? Should I have it? No, that's too many. I don't want to make it too overcrowded. I think that's good. Okay. That should be okay, because there's also this one part in the boards for my storyboards and my layouts for this fight scene against this demon, where one of the characters grabs. It's not a very big demon, but it's just extremely hard to kill. Like they chop off its head, and its head is still flopping around. Basically, the demons can only be killed if you destroy all of their faces, the masks, all over their body. But the characters don't know this at first. So they stab it in the heart, they like stab it in the spine, and it's not dying, and it's really dangerous. It's got like this oozy slime that burns, you know, a bunch of organic matter, blah. But anyways, they can't figure out how to kill this thing, but at one point, one of the characters throws the demon on its back, and I wrote it so the mask on its back gets smashed. So I have to make sure the bones on his back don't kind of get in the way of that. They, like the design and the details all mesh with the fight scene that I've already written. I think this is okay though. This is okay. And most of the masks on this, the faces on this demon are on its head area, which is good. And so another thing I was thinking of when I was designing this guy was this in the boards. For this scene, the demon jumps around a lot. This is in the demon categorization that I created. This is a jumper. So I thought it would be important to have a really interesting underbelly, like the bottom part of it. So that's why I sort of did this, in case it's not clear in my sketch yet. like the bun just covered in tentacles. It's gonna look super gross, but like it's not just, you know, it adds some interest, and it's not just something that looks normal. It looks really outlandish, and like you'll definitely remember it. So I wanted to add some detail there, and just taking the fight scenes and the choreography into account and making them mesh with my designs. Oh, you like how the demon has a sort of dinosaur insect bird hybrid look. Thanks. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's a really, I went for something that's just nothing like any demon designs I've seen before. I mean, probably I've seen some crazy demon designs in manga, but I was trying to come up with my own take on things. So, like I said earlier in the stream, the basic design starting point that I'm springing off of is amphibians. So all of the demons, they sort of, the texture and the way I'm just thinking of their body parts working is they're amphibians. So I think that's just outlandish enough, and that has been done a lot, because a lot of monster designs incorporate insects. And I guess the closest thing would be H.R. Giger's designs and sort of the predator look. That's kind of amphibian, but that's still humanoid, and I'm going for something that's not even humanoid. So they've got tentacles, they've got like multiple, some have like 6 or 8 legs, and they're not bound to the same rules as our human world. They're not even from our plane. They're from a different plane that's not the material plane. So I was thinking using amphibian body parts as a starting point would be pretty good, and something a little new, because it's like an in-between of insects and reptiles. So hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, it took me a while to arrive at that, though. At first, the demons that I was drawing, they were all just like, oh, just make them like snakes, like really dark purple snakes with like tentacles everywhere. And then someone saw my designs, were like, they just look like deformed roots. I was like, well, that's not good. That's not particularly intimidating. So, took me a while to arrive at these current designs, and I think this is a good direction. I'm really happy with it. Yeah, I think the ribs are a better idea. There we go. Cool. Oh, someone said in the Facebook chat they don't have the app for Twitch. I don't think you need an app. You can just go over to the website, right? That's disappointing. I need an app to come over. I thought that the Twitch video would just broadcast on Facebook, but maybe I'm wrong. Hold on, let me try to put the stream up over onto Facebook. Technology is baffling. Oh my gosh. No, I don't think this is working. Technology is hard. Okay, anyways. Yeah, I can't really figure out how to embed Twitch videos onto other platforms. Hopefully I have the setup down a little more, have everything a little more streamlined next time. Sorry guys. This is literally my first stream on Twitch. Don't really know what I'm doing. Yeah, by the way, if anyone has any questions about art or this comic or the designs I'm doing, just type it in the chat. I'm keeping an eye on the chat and everything. Should I get them nails? Amphibians have nails, right? Let's give them nails. Sure. Add some more wrinkles. Wrinkles are gross. My aim for this entire comic is just to gross people out. I'm gonna make it really pretty, but the demons are just gonna be really disturbing and gross. I got some other monsters as well. Mostly I'm just going for like all animals are kind of fantastical creations, so nothing looks normal. I don't want any of the animals to look like animals in our world, but I do have one fight that I'm really looking forward to drawing. Where the characters fight my version of a Krampus. So if anyone doesn't know, the Krampus is like the sort of Central Eastern European kind of devil-like creature. Is like a goat person and was a counterpart to Santa Claus way back when. But yeah, I made up my sort of my own Krampus with like my own stats and stuff, and it's like a magical creature with like white fur and multiple horns, and it has ice powers, and my characters have to fight it at one point. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. Can't wait to draw it. I love drawing fight scenes. Gotta be quiet. I'm gonna turn my phone down. look at this adorable, adorable face. I just want to hug it. Should I have his teeth flipping out? I think I should. Maybe that'll work better. There we go. Like that. Oh yeah. No, it doesn't look as good with his teeth all in a neat row like that. Gotta make it look weirder. So it sticks out like that. And it's kind of jagged. There we go. There we go. That looks better. Guy kind of looks really dumb. I'll make these faces more intimidating. Those like weird protruding teeth and like circles, mouth, sucky mouth designs those are scary, right? Here we go. Ooh, I know. I'll let the eyes bug out a little bit. Awesome. What else should I talk about? Oh, I started, well, I finished reading a book that I started a while ago, which is Opus by Kon Satoshi, the director of Paprika. If you guys didn't know, he also was a manga artist, and he drew a lot of manga as well. Man, it makes me so sad to talk about his work every time because he passed away a few years ago, and I absolutely adore everything he's done. But I'm making a point of going through his manga work, most of which is done before he switched over to doing animation and movies. And it's really, really good, but I want to get my hands on his comics and read them as well. And Opus was really interesting. So that's Opus, O-P-U-S. It's really simple title. And the premise is basically a manga artist. The main character is a manga artist, but it's like Inception, but comics. So a manga artist's main character basically pops out of, the comic he's working on and jumps into real life with him, and then like they kind of they figure out they can jump in and out of comic pages and into the world that the manga creator created, and they have to save this world that, you know, he's created, because there's a character within it that's trying to destroy the world, and is kind of coupled with mounting editorial pressures for in the mangaka's life, as they might cancel his book because he's having writer's block and blah blah blah. It's basically Inception, but with the comic, and it's really cool. The thing I like about reading, really getting into manga history and reading a lot of these sort of old-timey, not old-timey, when did this come out? This was like 90s or something, but sort of really getting into the history of manga and reading older works, or just stuff like this that isn't, I don't know, like Shonen Jump books. Not there's anything wrong with that, but it's a graphic novel. Do I have right here. But reading something, this is the book over here. It's just a self-contained graphic novel. It actually doesn't take that long to read. But anyways, what I really like about getting into studying manga is seeing the influences that a lot of the history of anime and manga has on creators, because I think, if I recall correctly, Kon Satoshi got his start working on Akira, and this whole I forgot to mention, in Opus, a lot of the creators have psychic or mind control powers, and that's so similar to Otomo Katsuhiro's work. It's really, really similar, but you can see Kon Satoshi taking it his own way in Opus and in his own comics, because there's the sort of psychic mind control element, but there's also what Kon is really fascinated by is breaking the fabric of reality, as I like to put it, which you can see definitely in Paprika and in Perfect Blue. I think he was working on Perfect Blue while drawing Opus. At the end of Opus, like, it's referenced that there's sort of like breaking the fourth wall moment, and it's referenced he was working on Perfect Blue at the same time. So that's really fascinating. But what Kon was always really interested in was blurring the lines of reality and the creative work. And you can see that in Paprika, but even in works like Tokyo Godfathers, the story itself isn't really about, say, dreams and reality like Paprika was, but just the visual storytelling was very surreal at times and really evocative of imagination. And that's what I really liked about, you know, Kon's work. It took animation to a different place. Like it did with animation, those things that live action can't do. And I don't know, I like seeing that in animation and comics, because it's its own unique medium. And it's not as constrained in many aspects. And I just wish more people pushed it that way and kind of used comics and animation to do things that only comics and animation could do. But anyways, Opus was really, really good. So yeah, the premise is the mangaka's creations are jumping out of the comic and trying to destroy his own comic, which is fantastic. And it's a lot of fun. I think it's really well done, and it's beautifully drawn. I recommend to anybody who wants to check out some of Satoshi Kon's comic works. I haven't been reading much else though, besides from My Hero Academia, which I'm actually keeping up with. It's like the only comic I have time to keep up with. And of course Berserk, but like there's nothing to keep up with. We're getting like one chapter a year, so like I'm keeping up with it, but there is nothing. I am in hiatus hell with everybody else. Oh my gosh. So hello, Exosia7. Hi! Oh my god, that's such a cute kitty emoji. Thanks for joining. I'm just working on some demon designs for my own comic. Kind of just touching things up right now. Noodling a little bit. But I just want to hop on a stream. I said I would do a stream today, so I'm gonna keep my promise. And apologies if it's kind of late. I've got to work out like the timing and like probably a better day of the week to do these streams, but I am just really excited to start doing more streams, and I just wanted to hop online and chat about art with people, because otherwise I'm just kind of home alone all day and it's kind of driving me nuts. Ah! Ooh, shit. There we go. I'm gonna add some more stretchy crease marks on his face, because that adds a little interest, right? There we go. Yay! Oh yeah. There we go. Is that weird? Ooh, those mouths are freaky. There we go. Is that scary enough? I like the bug eyes. Those bug eyes are something else. Those look nice and freaky. Let me save. Always remember to save, everybody. Well, you'll learn it the hard way that not saving has disastrous results. Ah. Oh, I hope my video and audio is all good. By the way, just type in the comments if like something sounds off, because this is a new setup that I'm using. This is actually a new microphone, so because my computer microphone is really, really bad, and I had a USB microphone that was also really bad. So I decided to actually buy a new microphone and have a nice setup so people can actually hear me when I'm just doing normal video calls, but also definitely on streaming. But if anything sounds off, just comment and let me know. What do you guys think of this demon? Anything that can make it freakier? Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Wrong command. Should I switch to working on comic pages? What does everybody want to see? think I'll touch up these limbs. I'll just touch up the line work here a bit, and then I'm gonna switch to working on the comic pages. Switch things up a little bit. No, those tentacles do not look right. Sorry, my phone is doing something weird. Stop being weird. Technology is difficult today. I was on a stream with some other friends earlier and the call dropped like 3 times. I don't know what's up. Everything hates me right now. Yeah, what do you guys think about these demon designs? What should I do to make them scarier? I like the crawler. This little guy is kind of adorable, isn't it? Okay. Got some wrinkles here. These are wrinkly, weird creatures. There we go. Oh, I like how that turned out. Isn't that gross? How the tentacles are all like bursting out of its skin on his bottom. Yeah. I like gross things because I'm weird. Jesus Palencia says, is there a need to improve something that would already haunt my dreams at night? I'm sorry that I made something that will haunt your dreams at night, but that was my intention, so I suppose I succeeded. My apologies. But I am here to draw freaky, scary things that will give you many nightmares. That means it's working though. My evil plans have succeeded. Let's finish up these bones sticking out of its spine. La 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 la. Oh no. No, what is my phone doing? Stop. Okay. Alright. I'll get back to. I'll just ignore my phone. By the way, it's like basically summer over here. Well, no, it's not that warm, but I'm wearing just like light long sleeve shirt and a small sweater, and I'm sweltering over here. It's really strange because usually around this time of year it's actually cold even in Taiwan. Don't know what's happening now. It's like we're getting mood swings over here. One week I'll be able to walk outside in shorts, and the next week I feel like I'm in Alaska or something. Makes no sense. It's ridiculous. What the heck, Taiwan? Calm down. Please have normal seasons. All I want is normalcy. Please, pretty please. Yeah, some more wrinkles, because wrinkles are gross. There we go. I'm going for like a weird sinewy tendon thing here with the leg. Kind of like what Attack on Titan does. What the Titans, being like flayed humans. It's sort of like this leg is supposed to be, I want to look like there's just no skin over it at all. that's good for the tail area. Oh. That's nice and sinewy and gross. Hello, mocap. How's it going? Thanks for joining. Oh, am I using an old version of Photoshop? Yeah, I'm thinking. I think I'm using the 2016 or 2017 version. I think it's 2017. I just never updated it after I installed it. Sometimes I prefer using older versions of programs. I tend to stick with one version of Photoshop for a couple of years, and then I'll try out the new version, because I remember there were a couple of years where the updates were just not good. I was not happy with what they did at all, so I actually preferred using an older iteration of the service. Yeah, this is not the newest version of Photoshop. It's not really a big difference though, because the functions I use are honestly pretty basic. I use basic brushes. I don't even use a perspective tool. I grid my own perspective. Like, I don't really find the need to use a lot of special tools or digital support. Like, I usually just, I'm more or less just drawing it like I would draw on paper. Obviously it's more complicated than that, but yeah, I don't do a lot of the more advanced functions anyways. Though, if the brush algorithm on the newer updates are better, that would be good. Because I remember up until last time I tried, I had Manga Studio or Clip Studio Paint, and Clip Studio Paint still had better brush algorithms. It did a lot better ink work than Photoshop, and I mean, it wasn't really a problem. I would just go to, I would always switch to Manga Studio if I wanted to do really clean ink work and brushwork that looked almost like it was done in real life. But it'd be nice if Photoshop kind of upgraded what it can do with that. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. I'm using a Cintiq Companion. It's the Wacom tablet that's all in one. It's a computer and a tablet, and it's like this 13-inch thing. So I've been using it for years. It's like the only thing that I have. Yep. Sad. But my whole setup is basically really portable. I don't even have a desktop right now. I'd like to get one though. It'll make things a lot easier because I can't, the Cydia Companion is really great and it's very mobile. I can basically work wherever I want to. And it's great for when I'm traveling, but I would like to get a proper desktop computer, of course, and a Wacom that's for a desktop. That's, you know, the newer ones with the big screens and everything. I forgot the actual model name, but like a 21-inch big one. But I actually sold that and traded it out for this Companion. Because at the time, the Companion was higher resolution and it performed really, really well, and it was better than the desktop computer that I had. But yeah, right now it would be nice to have a desktop setup, because then I can do more video editing and some animation. I can't do animation on my current setup. At least not very well. If I run After Effects, it kind of gets a little laggy. And I can't do any 3D. I want to get back into doing 3D as well. I wouldn't say I'm self-taught. I did go to art school. I went to Savannah College of Art and Design. But you know, to some extent, everyone figures some things out on their own. A lot of the techniques that I use in school, I don't really work the way that I was taught in art school. Though I feel like going to art school for me helped more in the vein of learning storytelling for comics and learning just the basics of programs like Maya and After Effects, and understanding how the industry works and how to do art as a profession. But the actual techniques that I end up using, I kind of go my own way, and like the way that I was taught to color, I don't color the way I was taught. The way I was taught to ink, I don't ink the way I was taught. So I like to experiment around and do my own thing. But I've also been using Photoshop since I was 13, I think. So before art school, I was self-taught for a very long time. I've just been using Photoshop since I was basically a kid and just playing around with art. And I didn't have formal training before art school because my grade school was very against doing art as a career. And that included a parent and all of my teachers. Nobody wanted me to do art as a career. So before that, I was self-taught. Miraculously, somehow I still got into art school. And guess what I'm doing now? Ha! So yeah. But no, not entirely self-taught. It's basically, that's the answer. Oh, but if you don't know my usual work, I'm primarily a comic artist, and I'm doing designs for a comic that I'm working on. It's a fantasy comic, and I'm going to have some monsters and demons in it. These are some of the demon designs. So this is part of my comics work. And I've done a lot of other work. I've done concept art for video games, I've done TV animation, and I've done animation for cell phone games and casino games, actually, for a couple years. So I've done a wide variety of art jobs. But my primary thing is comics, and that's what I keep on coming back to, and that's what I love to do. So, and that's what I'm doing now. Pretty much full time. Streamlabs, OBS. I'm using OBS Studio. Yeah. I hope the connection is okay, by the way. Again, this is my first time streaming on Twitch. So hopefully everything is nice and smooth. I've only streamed using OBS on YouTube before, but I realized I don't use OBS. I don't put it to use enough. I'm determined to do more drawing streams. I've got the setup. I just need to just get off my butt and do more streams, and I enjoy it. It's just a lot of times I just kind of I forget, or I just like don't feel like, I don't know, actually, like, I don't know, putting pants on and looking presentable for like 2 hours. Oh yeah, I am on a laptop. I mean, it's a tablet, so. I turned the FPS down in order to not have lag, because I did some test recordings and I was getting lag and the audio was getting choppy. So to lighten the load on my computer, I pretty much turned the frame per second way down. Again, this wouldn't be a problem if I had a better computer and an actual desktop. But that's a problem to be solved at a later date. Because I am not rich. I am not rich. I don't think, I usually do set my stream to record on my laptop, yeah. I wonder if that'll slow down the streaming. It doesn't seem to be having any problems though. I'm keeping an eye on the comments and the stream over on my second screen over here, and it seems okay. But if it's choppy, let me know. Maybe I'll turn the resolution down or something. Maybe that'll help. This is literally 10 FPS. I can't turn FPS down anymore. The Companion's a good computer, it's just old. I mean, it's great for what I do. It handles Photoshop like a boss. Got some more wrinkles here. There we go. All right. Let me save. There. Should I switch to doing comics work? I think I'll switch over to yeah, I'll switch over to doing a comics page and change things up a little bit. Oh, for anyone that missed it, here are, I have my other demon design. I'm pretty proud of this guy. Look, it's gross, isn't it? This thing is huge, by the way. This thing is, let's see, a person is like the size of just its neck or something. It's gigantic. And I'm really looking forward to drawing this fight. It'll be great. All right. I will continue working on this page. Turn the text off. All right. figure out this guy's hairstyle. He's got a weird hairstyle. I'm giving my characters a lot of braids, and it's turning out to just be a bit of a it's like a design class every time I have to draw somebody's hair. So he's got braids up here and these weird, I can fill those in later. It's got like these weird twin rat tails. Maybe it looks weird, but it's fine, I like it. It's kind of spiky. There we go. Sketch down a little. Too prominent. Okay. This guy's cloak right. I think the hair looks okay. I'll probably tweak it again later. I'm really glad for easy pages like this though. Just people talking. This stuff takes like half a day. So fast. Oh no, that's a tangent. So yeah, these are basically the characters that I was talking about earlier that I lead into the story with. There are a couple of trappers that help find this really grisly body in the mountains, and they try to find out what animal is responsible for killing this guy, and then they come across that demon. So, oh, the demons are the one they fight is the one that I was just designing. This guy down here, that'll be fun. So yeah, they were tracking the creatures in the mountains, and they come across this thing, and it's complete chaos. I can't wait to draw that. You know what though? I'm not even sure what publisher I'm gonna go with. That's kind of it's kind of something that I'm still unsure of. Bit of concern. I should probably figure that out. But right now, what I'm thinking is I'll just, you know, get the work done first, right? At least get the first couple of chapters done. I want to have a backlog anyways. Then I can figure out pitching and what publisher I want to go with later. A more complicated page. Well, I'm expecting a really complicated page. Like, I have one coming up that, let me see. Here we go. This one, I don't know if you can see it on my Explorer. Let me open it. Here, this one, I'm expecting it'll take me like 3 days because it's a lot of perspective work and a lot of detail. So what I mean by I'm aiming for an average of 2 days is a simple page that's nothing but figures would take me like less than a day, but something really complicated with a lot of detail that's a lot of particulars like smoke effects or a lot of perspective work, especially in environments, take a long time, even more than organic detail is not really that hard. Like trees or mountains don't take that long, but doing buildings and cities, because you have to grid the perspective, that takes a long time. So this I'm expecting to take like 3 days, but it balances it out with more simple pages that are just all characters. So the average I'm aiming for is 2 days. And for the publisher work I've done, my average is a page a day. But the style and the workflow for this comic, which is my own comic, it's a different style, it's a different workflow, and I'm also doing the shading and the lettering myself and the writing, the thumbnails, everything. I'm not factoring the writing in because the script is already done, but including the shading, which is this is what the finals will look like. I'm including the shading into the time calculations. So I'm doing a lot more work, and it's a lot more detailed than the work I've done for most of the work I've done for publishers. So it's a bit of a different process, and That stuff's a page a day, but this will take a little longer. But you know, it's all about planning ahead and accounting for what you need on your schedule, right? So the next panel over here, let me flip this image. I will flip it back because I had it mirrored just to check for my balance. And you know the trick, mirroring your image to check to see if your symmetry is right and all that stuff. But there we go. So that's actually 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is panel 5. So let me flip it back. And panel 5 is just the same person with like, his head should be at a slightly more up angle. So I'm using a little cheat. I basically just copy and pasted the same profile and I'm gonna just draw on another layer and change the angle a bit. It's called working smart. Work smart. He's looking down. Let's see. this is the right angle. No, the nose is looking kind of weird. Let's move his jaw in a little bit. The angle isn't quite right. There we go. This character is fun. He's got a real, I wouldn't say aloof, but kind of a gruff demeanor. Not a very nice person. But it's really interesting for me to write because it's pretty much the polar opposite of me. I think I'm pretty nice as a general rule on a baseline. But I've got a lead character who's he's very practical, and he's also like one of those kind of a really gruff, just get things done person. And he's not nice at all to the a lot of the other characters when they first meet, and to me it's very interesting to write, and it's a lot of fun to act out. I think it's more interesting to, you know, it's more interesting for me to write people that are not like me at all, basically. And whenever I play D&D, I play just, I mean, I play straight up DPS, but I tend to play just really aggressive and loud people, or just like people with anger problems, or they're completely antisocial. That's what role playing is about. So, I think that angle is pretty much right. I don't know if that expression is aloof enough. There we go. I think that's a little better. Let's see, is that right? I feel like his nose is a little too, I guess, aquiline. That's not right. Yeah, that's better. It's supposed to be a mild up angle here, so. Alright. And the cloak would go like this. There we go. Let me save. Saving is very important. As you can see, I get a lot done on just all one layer. I basically use Photoshop like I'm just drawing on pen and paper. Because it's a tool, right? It's not some magical wand that'll make you draw better. Programs and, I don't know, good pens and a good setup that's, I think of this kind of stuff as support. In the end, you still have to actually know how to draw. I was thinking of doing this comic completely traditionally, actually. For a while, that was my plan, and I was gonna pencil all the pages and then print them out on Bristol paper in blue line and then ink those. So I was gonna do digital pencils and traditional inks. But then what happened was that was going to take me approximately forever to do. So I decided against that plan, which I'm probably kind of glad for. It would be nice to have traditional pages because, like, you know, hard copy original pages, because at conventions people want to buy that if the book is successful. But I am doing a really detailed style for this book, and it's kind of just not practical, at least starting out. My aim right now is to just get the book done and find the right avenue to publish it. So perhaps later on I would go to traditional, although I'm kind of settling into this kind of half ink style. As you can see, the style I'm going for, what I'm doing here is, I'm not really doing inks. It looks kind of like pencils. I'm calling it half inks. So I'm using kind of just a default brush in Photoshop, this one right here. And sometimes I'll use this one, but it's just a default, like really basic brushes. I have the opacity turned on for pressure sensitivity over here. And I'm just kind of doing what I called hard pencils. And then I'm doing shading over that. So that's the look I'm going for, and it's kind of like if ink wash was put over dark pencil work. It's basically what I'm going for, and I think it adds a lot of texture to the art, and I really like that style. And I think it will give me a lot of flexibility for if I want to go really painterly, and for action scenes if I want to go sketchy or blur things out. There's a lot of flexibility there because it's not always restricted to hard black and white ink work. So I think this is a style that I'm pretty happy with, and I want to finish the book on. So I don't think I'm going to go with doing traditional pages. But I don't know. Maybe that'll change because having original style is good. But also it would just take longer. Because working digitally is definitely a lot faster. And in comics, you want to work fast. You want to do good work, but you also want to work fast because it's a monthly schedule. And you want to meet deadlines. So got to figure out a nice little middle ground. Something that works for you. I think I'm going to finish this guy's hair, and then it's probably time for me to off and actually get some food. It's past lunchtime over here, and it's probably the middle of the night for most people I know, which is, you know, you guys are like in America. So it's like, what is it, like 1 a.m. over there? I'm terrible. I need to figure out a better time to do these streams. Right now I'm thinking Saturday night, or maybe Friday night. Or Friday afternoon? Maybe Friday afternoon would be a good time. So I'll figure it out, but I would like to do these weekly. That is a aim of mine, a concrete goal I have set for myself. Let's see. I think that's pretty much right. All right. And then, so there's a sketch. I gotta fill in the background here, touch up the lines on panel. Panel 2 is done. I had to touch up the figure on here and down here. Pretty fast. Might be will probably be done by dinner time, which is fantastic. All right, I think I'm going to end the stream here for now, but thanks everyone for joining me on my bumbling first Twitch stream. I hope everything was smooth and my audio and video was not disastrous, and I hope everyone was entertained by the art and these little adorable demon babies over here. But anyways, oh yeah, I will thank my patrons, the patrons that have been supporting me at the tier that I said I would shout out on my streams are Jerry Orda, Joe Casavag, Joshua Kazakevicius. I'm sorry if I butchered that name. I think that's everyone, but thank you guys so much. I know I had a few months break from Patreon, but I really want to do weekly streams, and I'm updating this comic. I'm keeping everyone updated on this comic through Patreon. I'm going to post a lot of exclusive content that are only for patrons for this comic while it's getting done, because I'm posting a lot of my pencils and my sketches while I'm working on the comic, but I'm not showing everyone everything, right? But there's going to be a lot of finished pages or behind the scenes stuff that's going to be patron exclusive. And if you would like to see all that, check me out on Patreon and consider pledging. And also, if you pledge at a tier of $5 or more, you'll get a shout out on the weekly live streams. So check it out. I'm Rini Draws on Patreon, and I'm basically Rini Draws everywhere. You can see it like on the bottom of the Twitch screen. So that's my handle just all across the internet. And check me out on Twitter, and my YouTube channel is also by the same name as well. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining, and good night or have a good day wherever you are.